One summer, a young boy went to visit his grandfather in the countryside. The two were very close and spent every day playing together. One afternoon, as they sat under the shade of a tree, the boy suddenly asked, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to become a successful person. Can you teach me how to do that?" His grandfather smiled warmly. Instead of answering right away, he stood up and led the boy to a nearby nursery. There, he bought two identical saplings and brought them home with his grandson. Once home, the grandfather planted one of the trees in a pot and placed it inside the house, safe from wind, rain, harsh sunlight, and other dangers. The second sapling he planted in the yard, where it would face the full force of nature. After planting, the grandfather turned to the boy and asked, "Which tree do you think will grow better in the future?" The boy thought for a moment and replied, "Probably the one inside, because it's safe and protected." The grandfather simply smiled and said, "Let's wait and see." 4 years later, the boy, now older, returned to visit his grandfather during another holiday. Excitedly, he said, "Grandpa, last time I asked you how to become successful, but you didn't answer. This time, you have to tell me." His grandfather smiled and replied, "Of course, but first let's go see the two trees we planted years ago." They walked together to see the first tree, the one planted in the pot inside the house. It was still alive, but it had grown only a little and was slender and fragile. Then the grandfather led him out to the yard, where they found the second tree, now tall and sturdy, its branches wide and its roots firmly grounded, casting shade across the whole yard. Looking at his grandson, the grandfather asked, "Which tree do you think grew better?" Without hesitation, the boy replied, "The one outside, Grandpa." "But how could it grow so strong despite all the hardships?" The grandfather gently said, "You're about to understand." He looked at the boy and began, "The tree outside had to endure harsh sun, strong winds, and heavy rains, but all of that made it grow. Every storm and downpour forced it to send its roots deeper, to anchor itself more firmly, making it stronger with time. In contrast, the tree inside was protected too well. It never faced any challenge, so it couldn't grow to its full potential." He placed a hand on the boy's shoulder and continued, "People are just like trees. If you always choose the easy and safe path, it's hard to truly grow. But if you are willing to face challenges and push through hardships, you'll become stronger and move closer to success." The grandfather paused, then said clearly, "Remember this. Never see difficulties as obstacles. See them as steps leading you toward success. When you overcome them, you'll realize how capable, resilient, and far ahead you've become, more than anyone who chose to stay in their comfort zone." The boy gazed at the towering tree and something shifted in his eyes. An understanding, a spark of determination. He stood quietly, looking at the large tree in the yard, as if pondering something deeply. The grandfather spoke again, his voice calm and steady. "You see, the storms of life, what we often see as setbacks, are actually opportunities to grow. Life is like a grand adventure, full of twists and turns, but it's those very turns that give it meaning." He looked at his grandson with affection and added, "Think about the games you like to play. The fun part is always in overcoming the challenges to reach the next level. Life works the same way. Every difficulty, every fall is a chance to learn, to grow, and to become even stronger than before." The boy nodded, his eyes now filled with understanding. The grandfather smiled and concluded, "Don't be afraid of challenges, embrace them with courage, because they're the key to leveling up in the game of life. You already have the strength, the determination, and the drive to conquer anything that comes your way." The boy took a deep breath, looking up at the wide canopy above him, his heart filled with inspiration and resolve. He inhaled deeply, staring at the tree whose shade now covered him. At that moment, he understood the message his grandfather had always wanted him to grasp. The hardships in life aren't enemies. They are strict but valuable teachers that shape who we become. The grandfather stepped closer, gently saying, "I hope this story has given you a valuable lesson. Success doesn't come from comfort or safety. It comes from perseverance, from courage in the face of hardship, and from never giving up. Remember, every time you overcome a challenge, you move one step closer to your goal." He patted the boy's shoulder and added, "Never let difficulties break your spirit. Treat them as necessary parts of your journey, like levels in a game, conquered only by those who persist." The boy nodded slightly, eyes now burning with determination. From that day on, a strong belief grew inside him. No matter how stormy life becomes, as long as he doesn't give up, nothing is truly impossible. Life, after all, is a long, unpredictable journey, a thrilling adventure filled with countless tests waiting for us along the way. At times, you may feel blocked by barriers, overwhelmed by challenges that seem too big to handle. But always remember, those very obstacles are chances for you to sharpen your resolve and grow stronger each day. Think about the games you love. What keeps you playing? It's the joy of overcoming each level, mastering each challenge. Life is no different. Every hardship is a new level. And when you beat it, you not only move forward, but also become wiser and stronger. So don't lose heart when struggles appear. Embrace them with a positive spirit and determination. You already have everything you need: the strength, the will, and the passion to face any challenge. Believe in yourself, keep moving forward, and you'll keep leveling up in this beautiful, unpredictable game called life.